It's that time of year again when those updates are getting sparse. Something big is coming. That summer update, usually the biggest one we get all year. Even though we only get like 2 big updates per year now. It's like the TF2 team doesn't do their work for an entire semester, but then crams the night right before that final, just to pass with a D. You passed, but you're still stuck with that $300 book you only used once! See, it's been this way for a couple years. I mean, who knows if Valve's just spending more time and manpower on other projects, or they've just decided this algorithm of 2 big updates per year is the best way to get players and money. I wouldn't think so, but who am I? I'm just some schmuck. Regardless of whether it's the best way to do things, it makes the summer update pretty significant. What's gonna happen? What's it gonna be? It's like in a weird backwards way, Valve's mediocre public relations and lack of transparency can occasionally make things more excited. We know something's coming, but we really don't know what. Well, we do know competitive matchmaking is being worked on. There's a good chance that that could be out soon. And I think we do know that they are focusing more on balance and performance, stuff we've heard from people who visited Valve and competitive players and such. But until then, until it's out, all we can do is speculate. Hey, I've been around the block, I've seen my fair share of big updates, so let's make a little game out of this. I'm gonna make a bingo card to see what I can predict might happen, and we'll see if we get a row. Okay, we do know there's most likely going to be a lot of rebalancing, so I've got 3 rows for balance and 2 for the good and bad that'll come with this update. Also, this isn't necessarily what I want to happen, it's just what I think will or won't. I can see the Babyface's Blaster as being likely to get a buff. Its usage has dropped dramatically since it was over-nerfed in last year's summer update. I can also see the Backscatter getting buffed or a slight rework. It's always been a rarely used weapon and its stats are a bit contradictory to each other. And with a big focus on competitive, the weapons banned across the board in 6s and Highlander are most likely going to get a change. So the Criticola is a likely contender for a nerf. I'm going to make a prediction that the Sun on a Stick and Sharper Volcano Fragment, 2 weapons not touched since 2011, will continue to be ignored. Sad day. I also feel like the Conqueror is going to get nerfed. Not super sure why, maybe something to do with their regeneration or rage, but I feel like it will. And now to the bad. You know, those odd head-scratcher changes we always see every now and then. Like most large updates, there will probably be a major bug in there somewhere. Or they will somehow break something that wasn't even touched. I mean, obviously this isn't an intended inclusion, but it's pretty likely. Buffs for underwhelming weapons are fantastic, but we do sometimes see a weapon that goes from not great to maybe too great. You know, your Babyface's Blasters, Criticolas, Airstrikes, Short Circuits. They were all made too good and most of them had to be weakened later. And now the opposite, a weapon that is nerfed to the ground. Your Babyface's Blasters, Tide Turners, Tommy Slots, Extinguishers. When a weapon is a little overpowered, we occasionally see that power crash and burn in the form of major nerfs. At least the Tommy Slob was buffed later on. Alright, this one kills me to say it, but I won't be surprised if another update goes by where Heavy is forgotten again. Last year, the Gunmetal update was a nice surprise for Heavy changes, but I think it was a rare exception. Most of Heavy's options are just outclassed by your standard minigun, sandwich, and GRU loadout. But somehow the TF2 team doesn't seem to notice. Okay, not really bad, but if weapon skins for stock weapons are supposed to be a big drawing feature in this update, they're not that great, Valve. I mean, they're fine, just don't act like there's something new. Don't try to pass off retextures as some big game-changing thing. And now we're back to balances. I predict the Mantreads won't get anything even after 5 years of mediocrity. The Extinguisher was over-nerfed, but I could see it getting buffed, probably reducing the deploy penalty. And now you've got your freeze space! Oh yay! The 3rd degree remains the only direct upgrade. They slapped a tiny downside on the Solemn Vow, and I'm surprised they did do the same thing with 3rd degree. So I think some kind of nerf or rework to this weapon is more than likely. The Claymore is gonna get a buff! Better. Alright, here's the possible good. New weapons. It's possible. A man can dream. I would say weapon balances are more important at this point, but after more than a year without a new weapon, maybe they'll throw us a bone. Okay, Asteroid, Cactus Canyon, or Pastime come out of beta, and or we get new maps. Pastime is actually really great, and I wish I remembered it existed most of the time. Hopefully it comes out of beta and people start playing it more. Also, new maps are pretty likely. Getting maps so often is actually a newer thing. We used to have to wait like a year for one new map. And well, with matchmaking coming out, now would be the time to see random crits and random bullet spread turned off by default. Last year we saw random damage spread take a hike, and maybe now its other RNG friends will go with it. Speaking of matchmaking... Maybe they should have gone earlier, but there's a pretty decent possibility it's going to be in this next update. And last for this row, a new Source Filmmaker short or a new comic would be nice. If Matt's Biggin comes out, I think a tie-in comic is pretty likely. Okay, the Pomson may get a change. Replacing the Uber and Cloak drains entirely would probably be the way to go, but who knows, really. The Vitasaur will probably need a rework, one of those few weapons that really needs an overhaul, and now would be the time to do it. And I could also see the Machina being slightly nerfed. The Darwin Danger Shield will probably have its bullet resistance changed, maybe replaced. I could see a slight rework happening. And finally, the Enforcer will probably get some kind of extra feature or something after being nerfed last time. And well, those were just my predictions. We'll have to see how many of them come true, or if we get a row, if we get bingo. And you know what? Why don't we do like a little mini contest? Tell me 3 relatively detailed predictions, and after the update, I'll look back and see who got the closest, and I don't know, I'll give you a key. You guys like keys, right? I'm sure you like unusuals too, but hey, I'm not made of money here. And finally, I predict you will stop watching this video now, because it's over. Get out of here. Don't make my prediction wrong. Don't make me come over there. I'll do it.